Hi, everybody. Welcome into our Feel Good Friday show. I hope you're having an amazing week so far, guys. It is almost over, and we're headed in to Mother's Day weekend. I wish you and your mother, grandmother, great grandmother, I wish all of you a very, very happy weekend. You guys, it's my favorite day of the week. It really is. And I hope that it is one of your favorite days of the week as well. We're going to let everybody make their way in. First, I want to say hi to a lot of you that are joining us from YouTube because Facebook has a little bit of a delay, which is totally fine. But hello to Anita. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Dawn. How are you? Bonnie is here. Ruby is here. Hi, Kim. Oh my goodness, it's so good to see you guys. I hope you're having a good one so far. Facebook's making their way in as well. Hi, June. How are you? I hope you're having a good one. All right, guys, so let's talk about all of the things, shall we? I always have things to talk about. They're normally the same things over and over again, but it never hurts to hit the high points because we always have new people joining us every week. And I absolutely love that. So if you are brand new or this is your first time joining an actual live instead of watching the replay, we want to welcome you in. Thanks for being here. I hope that you enjoy this community and I hope you enjoy today's live. And that being said, today's live is different than my normal lives. Here on our Feel Good Friday shows, we focus on fun and easy instant gratification kits. Jewelry in kit form. Said that differently than I normally do. Switching things up a little bit. Just got to keep you on your toes. You know how we go. So, like I said, it is all about fun and easy instant gratification jewelry on Fridays. We keep it simple. We keep it easy. I want you to go into the weekend feeling inspired and also looking forward to the kits that you may purchase. Everything that you see in today's show is available as a kit, available over in my Etsy shop. My team is working tirelessly here in the comment section, posting links to all of the kits that you will see in today's show. So keep that in mind. Everything in today's show is for sale as a kit. Now, I also do lives on Tuesdays at 1 p.m. and those lives are not kits. Those are just our weekly project where we get together and we make something fun. We focus a little bit more on technique. I still like to keep the projects fairly easy over on Tuesdays, but if you want to kind of focus down on a single project, Tuesdays are the lives for you, though I hope you'll join me for both. I also would like to remind everybody that I do have a paid Facebook group. That is our advanced learning community. That is the Hardwired group. Now, it is not open for enrollment at the moment, but it is open for enrollment once a month. And if you are interested in that, I always let you know when we are open for enrollment. Projects there are a little bit harder. Not too hard, though. It is a great place for beginners, upper level beginners, and so forth. I definitely encourage you, even if you are just a bare basics beginner and you want to grow your skills and techniques, to join us over there. However, if you're not looking for anything harder, you're not looking for a challenge, my Patreon might be right up your alley. And the Patreon is a group with exclusive content. So Patreon is $10 a month and you get, like I mentioned, exclusive content. That turns out to be about 3 to 4 projects a month in addition to these lives. Now, the projects there on Patreon are, like I mentioned, exclusive. You will not see those on Facebook. You will not see those on YouTube. They are exclusive to Patreon members only. And those projects are not hard projects either. They're not super simple projects. They are just straightforward, fun, beautiful jewelry projects. I am not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to direct you to any website or anything like that. I'm not trying to sell you a kit. Those projects are me using beads from my own stash to create beautiful pieces of jewelry and inspiring you to do the same with things that you already have in your stash. So I would love it if you would come and be a part of our Patreon. We're right at 200 members. I cannot believe it because the Patreon has only been going on for so long now. It's still fairly brand new. But if you would like to join it, we absolutely would love to have you. Not only do you get access to exclusive content, but you also have access to our Discord server, which serves as a community hub. It is a place to chat and hang out and share inspiration with other Patreon members. So please keep that in mind if you are looking for any extra content from me. Also, be sure that you are setting your reminders for 4 p.m. Eastern time on Fridays for my Art Beads Live. I go live over on the Art Beads website, so you gotta move over there, right, to see those lives. And I've got a fun one today. I can't wait to show you today's project on Art Beads. It is a multimedia bracelet, or not bracelet, but a necklace. A lot of things going on in this necklace that I think are beautiful. And you don't have to use all of the elements, maybe just take some inspiration from some of it, but it is definitely a beautiful spring related project that I think that you will enjoy. So don't forget to set your reminders for that. All right, so let's get into this Feel Good Friday show, shall we? Whew. All right, so as I mentioned, Feel Good Friday, easy, fun, instant gratification jewelry. Now, like I said, we keep this easy. We focus on simple stringing, simple knotting, simple head pins, simple loops, wrapped loops, things like that. We do not do hard things on Fridays because beautiful jewelry does not have to be a representation of every skill or technique you have ever learned, okay? Now, that being said, the first couple of kits that I show you are called True Do-It-Yourself. Those kits do not have any of the findings included. It is mostly just beads and sometimes some sort of component. And I give you a little bit of inspiration, but ultimately it is up to you to decide how it is that you want to put it together. You mix in things from your own stash and you can really be the creative one. Those do not have any of the findings. Hear me when I say that. No findings on those. And then I show you a set of kits that do have all of the findings. I've counted the jump rings. I've cut the chain. I've measured the cord. So two distinct different kinds of kits, but we are definitely going to start out with the True Do-It-Yourselves. And I hope you enjoy everything that's in today's show. Let's get turned around and get started, shall we? All right, guys, let's do this. So our first True Do-It-Yourself that I have today is our awareness toggle. Now, I actually found these clasps accidentally.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Ooh, I was looking for something else, and then I found these. Had no idea that I had these. And I was like, you know what? These are going to be perfect for a True Do-It-Yourself. It's an awareness ribbon, but it's a toggle. How stinking cute is that? I love. It was such an unexpected find. I love it when that happens. It's like finding money in the dryer. You know what I mean? So we've got a little awareness toggle. We've got a beautiful metal bead that has a branch and some leaves growing on it. And we've got some rose quartz, beautiful pink rose quartz, and some pink check fire polish, and two little metal beads. Now, I was thinking bracelet, but like I said, I just give you the inspiration. You can turn this into absolutely anything you want. But maybe a bracelet or the front of a necklace. Maybe. You tell me. You tell me. You create when you get this one home. So I was kind of just going to keep it pretty straightforward and just alternate the rose quartz and the fire polish to put together a really pretty bracelet. But honestly, you could make earrings out of these beads and just use the toggle for something else. You could make the front of a necklace here. You could add in some of your own favorite beads if you wanted to. Put the little metal on the ends. So that's kind of what I was thinking. But honestly, whatever you want to make with this, the sky is the limit, right? Especially when you mix in things that you've already got to really kind of personalize and create something wonderful. All right, moving on. So that was our awareness toggle, True Do-It-Yourself. All right, next up for our True Do-It-Yourselves, this one is our antique brass starfish. This one is really cool. This one's got some beautiful Jasper beads in it, an antique brass starfish bead, more Jasper, a couple of purple, my goodness, jade. Like, the word is not coming to my lips. Some metal beads and then some blue lace agate chips. I see bracelet, but the beginnings of a necklace would be awesome here as well. So I was kind of thinking of putting like the starfish in the middle and maybe, I don't even know that I would put the jade. I might put the jade at the ends, but I think it would work in either place. And you could do some little dangles if you wanted to, and then make the rest of the strand out of chips. I love the blue lace agate chips in this because they're they're such an interesting color. On camera, they're kind of coming across as like sky blue, but they also have purple and gray in them that really kind of lends themselves to being a neutral that you could mix with a lot of different things. And I think it looks really, really beautiful with darker greens as well. So I think you would have a lot of fun creating with this one. And there are some little star beads to go with your little starfish if you wanted to. You could actually make like some little matching earrings. Maybe take a couple of those chip beads. Maybe even take one of the little jade beads, and you could still add a little dangle if you wanted to. So you could do some earrings and a bracelet to make yourself a little set. Super, super cute. I would like to see this one, hey now, mixed with some other antique brass elements. I think would be absolutely beautiful. Love this one. All right. All right, moving on to the next. So next up, we have Carnelian and Elephant, a true do-it-yourself. I love this one because you guys know I love Carnelian. This one's got a really cool brass bead in it, though, that's really lightweight. I really, really like this. This is perfect for the warmer weather. When it is warm outside, I don't know about you. I know you've heard me say this a million times. So I don't like to wear heavy jewelry. It just makes me sweat. You know what I mean? It just makes me uncomfortable. So when I can get lightweight pieces like brass, I get really excited about that. So I definitely see the beginnings of like a bracelet or a necklace here for sure. And this is kind of interchangeable. So there's carnelian here and agate as well. So you've got a nice little mix. So the agate is a little bit lighter. You've got a cutie patootie little check glass elephant. He's that same kind of carnelian color, but he has that copper wash on him. And then some little copper beads if you wanted to add some metal elements to this. Now, this guy, you could actually change this out. Cooper, my goodness. You could swap this out and put this in the middle and make your elephant your dangle, or whoops, sorry. You could turn this into a necklace instead, and you could do 2 layers. So you could do like your elephant as one level and your brass bead as another level, right? Maybe add some chain to this or some other beads. So if you wanted to do 2-strand, you could do a 2-strand bracelet as well, actually. I think that would be really, really cool. Or you could turn this guy this way, right? And create a necklace like this, right? And then maybe do another short layer in the middle with your elephant if you wanted to. I don't know. You could come up with a lot of different things with this. I know it's pretty. That's all I know. And I could come up with a million different ways to configure these beads, and I think I would be happy with any of them just because I love the color palette, honestly. But ultimately, it is up to you to decide what it is that you want to do with this one. All right, moving on to the next. All right, so next up is our Cloisonné turtle. This is another one where I was kind of seeing necklace sort of similar to the one that I just showed you. So this one's got 3 Cloisonné beads in it. This one's got a little Cloisonné turtle, an oval that kind of looks like an egg, and then a big round Cloisonné. There are 3 marble drops in this one, and then a check glass facet, and some beautiful blue bicones. So I'm thinking maybe a 2-strand necklace or maybe just a single strand necklace. I don't know for sure, but I kind of think 2 strands would be really pretty. So putting your blues, and then maybe for your 2nd strand, doing something like this. And again, make it whatever you want it to be. I'm just giving you a little bit of inspiration, right? You could do 2 strands, and then you could either swap these out or, you know, just use one or the other. I think what would be kind of cool, because this is what I'm thinking, right? I'm thinking of having the turtle as the dangle, but you could also have the larger cloisonné as the dangle as well. What about putting these onto a head pin and then adding a lobster clasp and having a jump ring right here? And then you could quite honestly swap them out anytime you wanted to, kind of have like a convertible style necklace. So you could hook the turtle on for the day that you're feeling like wearing a turtle. You can snap him off and then hook on the round bead if you're feeling a little bit fancier and not nearly as whimsical. I don't know. I think that that's really cool. I love when I can get little pendants on a lobster clasp. Then I really can kind of just change them out for things. And I love that that is possible here. So definitely an idea. Now, like I said, I see 2-strand necklace. You don't have to do 2-strand necklace. You can put together anything you want with these. I just thought this was a really beautiful bead combination. All right. So now we're going to look at our very last of the true do-it-yourselves, and then we're going to work our way through the kits that have all of the findings. Okay. All right. So last up, this one is our Jasper and Quartz, and this color palette is giving me all the life today. Look how pretty. Look at these Jasper beads. They have the pink, they have the brown, they have the blue. Oh my goodness. So you've got a couple of beautiful light blue, kind of light sapphire check glass in here. More check glass in the form of drucks. So there is some more pale blue drucks. Got the beautiful Jasper beads. Got a couple of metal beads in here, and then some more drucks in like a brown to kind of go with your Jasper. And then the rest of this is rose quartz nuggets, which are just dreamy. Look how pretty those are. Ooh, I love them. So again, could be a bracelet, could be a necklace. You could pull from this and create earrings if you wanted to. Just a little inspiration for you if you need some. I definitely am kind of feeling like a bracelet here, but the beginnings of a necklace also would be really pretty. And just use the rest of your nuggets out to the side if you wanted to. Pop some metal beads on the ends, right? And then you've got some extra beads that you could use to make some little earrings if you wanted to go with them. You could take a nugget, dangle a nugget from them. Right. So pretty. You've got lots of options. The color palette is what has got me going. I really, really love this color palette. The blues and that kind of like light sapphire, but then this one's almost like a deep cornflower blue. I really, really love the palette. I think that it's beautiful. I love the brown accents from the Jasper in this one. I think you could come up with some really, really beautiful pieces. All right. So moving on. All right, we're going to move into the kits that have all of the findings. Give you one last little close-up of this guy. So pretty. I really love that. Okay, now I've got easy earrings, 3 bracelets, and a necklace that comes in 2 colorways. I'm going to do the necklace first because I kind of feel like it's the star of the show. Not that I don't love the other pieces. I do. So please don't misunderstand. But I know that this one is going to be really popular because of some of the elements that are in here. So I'm going to show you one of the colorways completely finished, and then we're going to do the other colorway together. Okay. So what this is a beautiful necklace. This one is the teal. This is teal check glass stone, check glass drucks in this beautiful, like creamy brown, almost a gray, right? And then a tiara cast butterfly in antique brass, preciosa bicone, and a little dangle. The length of this is double strand leather. Okay, so pretty. Absolutely love this. This one comes in 2 different colors, and instead of making it a choice, it's 2 different listings. Okay, so that you're not confused. So this is the teal one, We're going to put together the other one, which is just as beautiful. It also has teal in it too, but it is got a cream melon in place of the check stone. So let me show you. We're going to put this together. Just keep this one here, and then you can follow along with me as we put this color palette together. All right, so same thing here. So you're still getting the same beautiful tiara cast butterfly, which is just, it's one of my favorites. I'm so sad that we're not going to be able to get our hands on these in the very near future. And then the chain that we are creating is those check melons, some check fire polish, and some 8mm seed beads. I can't remember. I believe these have 5 facets on them, but that's the color palette. So you can see the differences in the 2 color palettes, both absolutely beautiful. I don't know which one I like the best, which I guess is a good thing because it's not really up to me. It's up to you ultimately. All right, so we're going to put this together. All right, so 2 of the pieces for the chain are already ready. So we are going to do this one together. So you're just going to take an eye pin and you are going to thread on one of your seed beads. Okay, you're going to thread on one of the check fire polish. It's a beautiful teal with like a bronze wash. And then a check glass melon, another fire polish, and then another seed bead. And you're just going to do a simple loop on these. So we're going to take our chain nose pliers. We're going to grab the wire right where it is exiting that bead. We're going to give that a bend. We're going to come in with our cutter tool and we're going to trim off, leaving ourselves about 1/4 of an inch of wire. And then we're going to use our round nose pliers and we're going to roll back to create a closed simple loop. Okay. Now you're going to take 3 of these little sections. So you're going to make 6 of these total, and you're going to do 3 and you're going to attach them to each other. So you're going to do a little chain of 3, 1 for each side of your necklace, and no jump rings in between here. You're just connecting by opening your loops and then closing your loops back. Okay. So that's going to be the chain part of this. Now, on the bottom, we're going to do a little dangle here. So we are going to take our melon and we're going to put our melon onto a head pin. And we're going to do a simple loop on this. So you can bend the wire right where it is exiting the bead. And again, coming in with our cutter tool, trim. And then we are going to use our round nose pliers, grab the wire and roll back to create our simple loop. Okay, now we're going to do a Preciosa bicone. So we're going to take an eye pin, twist to open, thread, and then we're going to twist to close, and we're going to thread on our bicone. And I'm going to do a wrapped loop here just to give it a little extra length. And you can see this is a beautiful like brown with an AB finish. It's almost like a smoky quartz color. All right, so I'm going to grab the wire, bend over the top of my pliers. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, go up and over. Now you can do a simple loop here if you wanted to. Rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then I'm going to wire wrap in that space between the top of the bead and the loop we just created. I want to mention, I forgot to tell you guys this at the top of the show. There are mystery bags in the shop. I haven't done mystery grab bags in a long time, but there are a handful. There's not a ton, so don't wait. If you want one, go ahead and grab them because they will be gone, I promise you, by the end of the day, by tomorrow morning at the latest. So yeah, there are mystery grab bags in the shop, as well as a lot of finished pieces of jewelry as well. So well, not a lot, but several pieces of finished jewelry. But that is going to be our little dangle. Now we're going to connect all of these things together using some jump rings here. Okay, so I'm going to use a jump ring and I'm going to attach that to our dangle. And then I'm going to attach that on that little bottom section of our butterfly. Grab another pair of pliers. Use that back. The mystery grab bags have been very, very popular in the past. So it's exciting when I have the opportunity to put those in the shop. Okay. All right. Now on top of this, I'm also going to add another jump ring right here at the top in that little loop, the top of our butterfly. I do want to mention though that you could technically attach on either side of this. Instead of using the center loop, you could attach your strands, skip the jump ring, and have them coming off of the butterfly instead if you wanted to. Totally up to you. Okay, so now I'm going to take a large jump ring, thread each side of my chain on. No barking. We have company. Close that back. Okay, so there is the necklace part. Either one of these, the colors are just dreamy. They're like romantic feeling, very kind of vintage color vibes. Really, really love these. I don't know which one I like the best. Okay, now for the length of this, it is, like I mentioned, leather cord. And the leather cord is already ready for this necklace, but I'm going to show you on a short piece how you would connect this. So the leather, you've got two pieces. You're going to fold those pieces in half or cut them in half, whatever you need to do to make it a double strand. And you're going to take the two ends and you're going to lay those into your cord end just like that. And you can put some glue in there if you want to. I don't know that it's necessary, but basically you're just going to fold these cord ends over. So I'm just going to use my pliers, fold one side over and then fold the other side over. And then just give it a squeeze. Just don't squeeze too hard because you'll cut through your leather, but you want to be sure that you've got a nice closure on that. You're going to put these onto the ends of your leather, right? So got it on both ends. On your back portion, you're going to put your hardware, which is just two jump rings and your clasp. And then up here in the front, you're just going to connect to your beaded strands with some jump rings. This is such a pretty necklace, and you can make this a shorter necklace by trimming your leather up, you know, if you wanted it to be a short necklace, but you could keep it long and then layer it with others if you wanted to as well. So totally up to you. Two different listings though for these colors. They go together exactly the same way, but I made them two separate listings just so that you didn't get confused at checkout. So there is the cream one. And then this one is the teal. And they go together exactly the same way. So pretty. All right, so that was our necklace for the show. Got bracelets coming your way now. So let me clean up my mess a little bit here. All right. Next up, I have a double strand bracelet. This one is so pretty too. Got a beautiful double strand bracelet. We've got some check glass drucks in this like really lovely Picasso green. Check fire polish. We've got some copper seed beads. So that's one strand. It's already done. We're going to string the second strand together. And the clasp is a tiara cast double strand magnetic clasp. Now the styles may vary, but you're going to get a beautiful clasp no matter what. They are super strong and just really, really nice. So magnetic clasp for your two strand. This single strand, like I said, this one strand's already done. So if you need to look at the pattern here, and you can always look back at the picture on the listing as well if you want to see how I put these together. So this one was 3 drucks, a fire polish, 3 drucks, fire polish, 3 drucks, and then 3 fire polish here in the center separated out with seed beads, and then just a repetition of that pattern. Okay, so now the other strand, we're going to do the other strand a little bit differently because I've got some of those beautiful melons in here. There are some Preciosa bicones and seed beads as well. All right, so we're going to put this one together and then we will connect these to our connector. So first things first, to grab some crimps here. All right, so I'm going to thread my crimp and then I'm going to thread on my wire guardian. Need to trim the end of this real quick though. All right, so going up, back down through my wire guardian. Whoops. And then down through your crimp again. You want to be sure that your wires are running parallel inside there, not crisscrossing each other, which they have a tendency to want to do. So I like to separate mine out before I bring in my crimper tool. I'm going to place that into the back notch. Give that a squeeze. And then I'm going to turn it sideways, put it into the front notch, and squeeze. All right, then I'm going to come in with my cutter and I'm going to trim off this little extra bit of bead string wire because I don't need that. All right, now I'm going to thread on my beads. So I'm going to do 3 seed beads. Okay, so 3 seed beads. I'm going to do a Preciosa bicone in this beautiful like honey color. Topaz. So pretty. I'm going to do another seed bead. Then I'm going to do 3 of the drucks. Dawn said, finally got a mystery bag. Yay. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. They sell really fast. So got to be quick on the mystery bags. I can only do them every once in a while, but hopefully I'll do them again in the near future. We'll have to see. I've got some interesting opportunities coming my way that might lend for more mystery bags. And I know that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but just trust me. All right. So another bicone, I'm going to do another set of 3 of the drucks. Okay, I'm going to do another Preciosa bicone with the seed beads on either side, and then we're going to add these beautiful melons. Okay, so there's our pattern so far. Okay, now I'm going to do a melon with a seed bead in between. The shop is hopping. Thank you, everybody who is making purchases. I appreciate you so, you have no idea. I appreciate you very, very much. Your purchases help keep the lights on and keep it possible for me to continue to give you guys content for sure. Much appreciated. All right, another seed bead. Oops, picked up a jump ring too. Gina says if it means more mystery bags, it doesn't have to make sense. Okay, I hear you. Say less. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is the pattern, and then we're just going to finish the other side off, repeating what we've done here. So we're going to do a bicone. Seed bead. Whoops. Well, if I could string on the seed bead, that would be great. That one was giving me trouble. All right. So 3 drucks. I'm going to do another seed bead. And then after our bicone, 1 more seed bead. So we're just finishing off the pattern, right? So we're going to do another set of 3 drucks. Seed bead, bicone, and then we're going to finish this off with 3 seed beads since that's what we started with. So I want to be sure that it matches. All right, so now move some of the extra crimps things out of the way here because I don't need any of these. All right, so now we're going to crimp. So we're going to thread on our crimp, and then we're going to thread on our wire guardian, and then we're going to use some jump rings to attach this to our magnetic clasp. Okay, so go back down through. And again, making sure that your wires are not crisscrossing inside there. Place that into the back notch of your crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. Put it into the front notch. Give it a squeeze. And then you're going to come in with your cutter and trim off the excess. All right, now, and these are the 2 strands. So pretty. They're very springy, right? It's just like, I don't know. There's something about this that is giving me the springtime vibes for sure. I think this would be cool if you had some extra, like maybe some copper colored charms to add to this. You could pop a couple of charms on there, maybe add some charms at the clasp, or maybe nothing at all. It's just weird for me to make a bracelet that doesn't have any dangles. You guys know, I'm always looking for an opportunity to add some extra movement to a piece. All right, so now I'm going to use the jump rings and I'm going to attach this to our magnetic clasp. So each strand. One thing I don't like about using the magnetic clasps is that it magnetizes your tools. It drives me crazy, but it's worth it because the magnets are so nice, right? You don't have to worry about asking someone else to put your jewelry on for you. It's very convenient. It's like a button, but at the same time, like you're fighting with the clasp. That's a sign of a really strong, good magnet, though, just so you know. That means it's good stuff. All right, so there's one. We're going to add the other. Such a pretty, pretty bracelet. Okay. And we're going to do the other side. And this is done. Just such a really nice bracelet. I love a double strand. I love a multi-strand anything, to be completely honest with you. But double strand bracelets are really nice, especially when you've got a really beautiful clasp to go with it. I think that they're a lot of fun to wear. For me personally, like I wear a lot of chain necklaces. So when it comes to bracelets, I like double strands over a double strand necklace, if that makes sense. Like I like to layer my chain pieces, and I love to make double strand necklaces, but personally for wearing, I like a double strand bracelet over a double strand necklace. I'm just weird like that. I love to make the jewelry, but I don't always wear all of it because I'm kind of picky. I don't know. I'm a little picky. I love them and I love to look at them. And I love them on other people, but I feel like they don't hang the same way on me as they do on other people, if that makes sense. But yeah, so I love a multi-strand bracelet. Okay, so moving on, I've got 2 more bracelets for you guys. These are pretty simple, straightforward little bracelets that we're going to put together now. So this one is our chains and things little bracelet. This is just a simple little design that honestly, I just liked the beads. And sometimes that's all it has to be, is just about the beads. This was just a really nice little color combination. A couple of little dangles here. We've got some little bell flowers. I've got a beautiful check glass coin that's got some texture to it. It also has that kind of shifty AB finish to it. That's purple, it's blue, it's all of the things. There are some lava beads in those beautiful metallics, kind of chroma finish on those. Some little check glass rondelles that are also in like a blue purple. And then last but not least, we've got a little Preciosa bicone in light sapphire. Okay, so put this together easy peasy. First thing we're going to do is we are going to put together we're going to put our center together, and that is just our check coin and we're going to do a simple loop. Now, I'm going to do an asymmetrical style bracelet. You, however, do not have to put this together asymmetrically. You can put this together symmetrically just by making some small adjustments to this. Okay, so don't feel like you got to do this my way. All right, so simple loop on this guy. That's going to be our focal in the middle. It's going to be our separation from our beads and our chains. So we're going to do double chain on one side and then a little beaded section on the other. And for our beaded section, since it's a short little section, I'm not going to use a wire guardian. I'm actually just going to loop it through one of my jump rings here. Of my circle jump rings. So this one's got some oval jump rings and some circular jump rings. You know what? Let's go ahead. I don't know why I didn't think of this. Let's go ahead and attach this one to this. We may as well. That's our center. Okay, we're going to take our beading wire here, and I didn't, for whatever reason, leave myself any crimps. So we're going to grab a couple of crimps here. Did not need all those crimps, but we are going to thread our crimp on, and then we're just going to loop our beading wire through our jump ring. And again, this is a really short section, so I didn't use a wire guardian here. However, if you've got a wire guardian in your stash and you would like to put a wire guardian here, go for it. There's no reason why you can't. Okay, I'm going to place that into the back notch of my crimper tool. Give that a squeeze. Turn it sideways. Give that a squeeze. All right, and then I'm going to come in with my cutter and trim off the excess. All right, now I'm going to thread on my beads, and you can put these in any order that you want to, but I'm going to do little blocks. So I'm going to do my bicone. I'm going to do my 5 rondelles. These are so pretty. When you string them, you can really see that purple. Oh my goodness. I wish I had these in great big beads. How beautiful are those? Oh my. Okay. Then I'm going to do my lava beads. And like I said, I'm blocking mine out, but feel free to mix these up because you don't have to do it like this. You could like alternate your beads and put your little bicone in the middle and do like your rondelles and lava beads on either side. Okay, so that's my little beaded section. Okay, now I'm going to use an oval jump ring down here on the end. And I'm going to loop that through. So I'm going to thread on my crimp, loop through my oval jump ring, back down through my crimp. And this, again, if you've got a wire guardian in your own stash and you want to use it here, go for it. I just felt like since this was such a short little beaded section that it really didn't need it. But ultimately, you can be the one to decide. Oh my gosh, yes. Pamela says I would make beautiful Christmas tree ornaments. I agree with that. Oh my, yeah, they would be awesome. All right, get a crimp. Turn it sideways, whoops, and crimp. And then come in with my cutter tool. Okay, so now this is one side. The other side is just going to be chain, right? So I'm going to take jump ring. And I'm going to thread on my 2 pieces of chain. I love simple little pieces like this, even though it's not simple in the design sense because it is asymmetrical, but it is a small bracelet. It's not a big chunky bracelet, which means that you can 100% stack this up with some of your other favorite things, right? So you've got beads on one side, you've got chains on the other side. And then you know how I am. I have to add some dangles. So there are some bellflowers. Everybody's got some bellflowers. The bellflower colors are going to vary a little bit, but they all go with the bracelet. And you can add those or you can leave those out. It's up to you. I'm going to a clasp on this side. So I'm doing my jump ring for my chain. Go ahead and put my lobster clasp on this end. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and do my dangles, and I've got some extra jump rings here to connect all of this. So for me, I like to do the swirly top on my bellflowers. You can do just a simple loop or a wrapped loop if you want to. But for me, I'm going to take my wire, I'm going to bend it right where it is exiting the bead. I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers off to the side, up and over, rotate, take the wire over to the other side, and then I kind of roll that loop down to the top surface of the bead. Now you can see it's centered up at this point. And then I'm going to wire wrap, and I'm going to wire wrap around the top of my bead. It gives it like a little wire bead cap. Come in with my cutter, trim off the excess. You're going to do both of your little bellflowers like that, or none of them. You don't have to add these. Okay, I'm going to take jump ring, add my little dangles, add that to the jump ring that is already here. And then I'm going to add one more jump ring just to separate my dangles from my clasp. However, you could put the dangles back here behind the clasp if you wanted to. Up to you. As always, I just give you the inspiration, but at the end of the day, it's really up to you how you want to put this together. Look how pretty. I can never make it lay like it's supposed to, but I love it. It's just simple and beautiful. You can mix it with your other things. If you wanted to add extra dangles to this, you could. You could add dangles here. You could add beads to your chain. I don't know. I just thought it was really pretty, nice and simple, all about these beautiful beads. It's just lovely. All right. One more bracelet for you guys, and then we're going to do a couple of quick pairs of earrings, and then we'll be done. Okay. So, excuse me. Our last bracelet is also kind of an asymmetrical design. This one has got some antique silver elements to it that I'm really in love with. So got some antique silver kind of matte. It's almost like a nickel color, right? With some dangles. You can see some Preciosa bicones and some check glass melons there. We're going to add some more dangles to that. Beautiful antique silver nickel colored S-hook to go with that. And then the beads are just yummy. This whole Feel Good Friday is just about the most yummy beads. So these are some more light sapphire in the Preciosa bicones, as well as the check fire polish. And then some of the beautiful blue melons with that kind of coppery wash to them, a beautiful check glass hibiscus style flower, and then some little crystal rondelles just to add an extra little bit of sparkle to things. And then of course your findings are all in that antique silver kind of nickel color. Okay, so let's do some stringing here. We're going to start out with Wire Guardian. So our crimp goes on, then our Wire Guardian. Back down through the Wire Guardian. Okay, and then we're going to crimp, making sure that our wires are not crisscrossing in there. Place that into the back notch, give that a squeeze, turn it sideways, give that a squeeze. Coming in with our cutter, trimming off. All right, now here is our pattern. So we are going to pick up 2 of the little crystal rondelles. We're going to pick up 3 of these gorgeous check melons. These are so pretty. They are not nearly as pretty on camera as they are in real life. They're like blue, but purple, but have that coppery bronze. I don't even know. 2 more of the little rondelles. Then we're going to do a fire polish, another rondelle, a fire polish, a rondelle, 2 Preciosa bicones, that is so pretty. A little crystal. Oh, no, I don't want to lose that one. And then our flower. It's soft, but it's also kind of moody. I'm loving the color palettes in the show today. Just really nice and very different. This is such a different feeling than the bracelet, like the multi-strand bracelet that we did, right? With the creams and the greens. Like it's a different, still a beautiful color palette, just a different kind of feeling as far as the mood is concerned, which I love that about jewelry, that, you know, you can really change things up just by adjusting the colors that you're using, get a completely different feeling from things. Okay, so repeating our pattern here. So I've already done my 2 my 2 Preciosa. So now I'm doing my fire polish. 2 more of the little crystals. 3 of the melons. And then we're going to finish this off with 2 of the little crystals. Okay, now what I'm going to tell you is this. Okay, so that is the beaded strand part of the bracelet. I've used the rest of the beads, and we're going to do 2 of these dangles together, but I've used the rest of the Preciosa and the melons to add dangles to my chain to make this kind of an asymmetrical design. However, if you don't like asymmetrical designs at all, don't put these on this section. Take these out, put them in your stringing part, use the chain for something else or for your clasp. You can even leave out the suede if you want to. That's why I tell you guys, like, you can put the kits together exactly the way that I have them, and you can always refer back to the video. You can refer back to the picture to put them back together the exact same way once you get them. Or when you get it home and you're like, you know what, I bought this because I love the beads, but the style of the bracelet's not my favorite. That's okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings if you put this together in a completely different way. Because a lot of times when I put these kits together, you have the option to change things up. I try to make sure that you always have an extra amount of things as far as like your leather and your jump rings are concerned, so that you can make those kinds of adjustments, and the chain too. So you could use the chain for jump rings, you know, just take a couple of them off, use your S clasp if you wanted to, save the suede for something else. Up to you. And then post your pictures in the community to show us your creativity. You are not going to hurt my feelings if you take something that I put together and make it your own. That's exactly what I hope that you are doing. Now, if you want to put it together the same way that I do, that's cool too. But I love it when you guys get creative with the kits, because it lets me know that I am inspiring you to be the very best jewelry maker that you can be, right? So please don't hesitate to buy the kits just because you like the beads, not necessarily because you like the way the project is put together. All right, so I'm going to crimp this end and take that, place that into the back notch of the crimper tool, give it a squeeze. Turn it sideways, give that a squeeze, and then come in with my cutter and trim off the excess. All right, so we have this section. Now, for the chain, I've skipped every other link to put little dangles, and the dangles are the melons, and the Preciosa bicones. And I just did simple loops on these. So bend the wire, come in with your cutter tool, trim off, come in with your round nose pliers, roll back. And with my cutter tool, again, to trim. Okay, simple loops. Then that way you can come in and just twist to open and then thread it onto your chain sections. And then just twist to close that back. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the other one. Okay, so 2 dangles, every other link. Put it together however you want to, but that's kind of what I was thinking. All right, so now I am very gently going to take my pliers and I'm going to open up one of the end links of my chain. I'm going to attach that to my wire guardian. Okay, then I'm going to take my S hook and hook that to my wire guardian. And then you want to just give it a gentle squeeze to close that in there. So now that won't come undone, right? And then you're going to use this end to hook. And if you want a shorter bracelet, just hook it to the chain, right? If you want a longer bracelet, you take your faux suede lace here and make yourself a little clasp. So I'm just looping it through my chain. Then I'm going to do an overhanded knot. Oh, thank you, Kim. You're so kind. I love this community so much. You guys, I appreciate you more than you will ever, ever, ever know. I really am just so thankful for all of you. Thank you, Kim. Thank you. All right, so then I'm going to do, I need a little section to attach, sort of like if we were doing a button. So I'm going to do another overhanded knot just over a little bit so that I can hook that S clasp in there. It's so funny because I love you guys, and I'm not just blowing smoke here. I want you guys to know that this is a genuinely true statement. I love the other designers that I work with. I work with Deb Flores and Julie and Becky, and Andrea Bieber has just joined the team over on Art Beads. And then you would just hook this like that. If you needed a longer bracelet or you wanted the suede, you can leave all that out if you want to. Totally up to you. But we recently added Andrea Bieber to the team. And Andrea is an absolutely amazing person and one of the most amazing designers I have ever had the pleasure of knowing. And I had the opportunity to talk to her yesterday, an extensive conversation with her. And then I had another conversation with a different friend who is not part of the industry and doesn't even actually watch my projects at all. And they were like, you know, asking, what did you do today? And I was like, I just talked to one of our new design team members. And she was like, you know, how do you not see these people like Andrea as competition? And I was like, well, that's easy. They're not competition. First of all, I'm not competing with anybody. But second of all, this is a beautiful bracelet. I'm going to set it to the side. Thirdly, we're going to move on to make some earrings. But they're not competition. They're family members. Like we're a team. The better Andrea Bieber is, the better I am. The better Becky is, the better I am. The better Julie is or Deb is, the better I like. we all make each other better. We all make each other stronger. We all make each other better designers. We hold each other accountable, and we push each other, and we support each other. And the same thing is true for this community. And I think that that kind of attitude bleeds over into this community. When you guys see that, like, as fellow designers, we're lifting each other up and encouraging each other, and we're not competing with each other, it bleeds over into the community that we've built with Art Beads and that I have built for myself here. And that's the kind of people that we want to surround ourselves with. We want to surround ourselves with people who are better than we are, so that we can always strive to do better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see any of my fellow designers as competition. But I will tell you something. When I very first entered this industry, there was a lot of competition. There was a lot of cattiness. There was a lot of mean girl attitude between men and women. Well, women and men, that should have where my emphasis should have been. However, I feel like that the industry and the communities have really kind of changed, and we all really embrace each other and want to see each other succeed. And I feel that way about this community. The kindness goes a long way. You never know what somebody is going through in their personal life. And a lot of you guys have been with me through some really nasty things in my life. And I would not have gotten through those things nearly as gracefully without you all. And I will forever pay that forward, whether it is with teaching or just being kind. You know, I appreciate you guys so much, and appreciate the other fellow designers that I work with. So pass that along between you guys as community members. You know what I mean? Spread the love and encourage everybody in your life to be better. All right, we're making some bow earrings here. I've got a beautiful bow connector with another one of those gorgeous melons on the bottom. And check out these china glass flowers. I love these. I know you guys have probably seen these before, but it's a clear AB. You see the flash on that? It has a clear AB, but it also has the gold wash on it. So it kind of makes this like a multi-depth flower. Like, there's so much going on here, and I really, really, really love it. Okay, let's see. I was going to scroll back here. I'm just looking at, you guys are so kind. You really are. Strong women lift each other up and not tear each other apart. Yes, Pamela could not have said it better. Like, that's 100%. That is 100% the truth. There is room for everybody in this community. I don't care if your design style is similar to mine. There's room for absolutely everybody. There's room for every business. There's room for every bead shop. And what we don't have room for is cattiness and mean girls and, you know, and cliques and any of that. Like, we all should show the rest of the craft and hobby industry world that the jewelry making community should be the example to everyone else. So I just thread those on after I attached that to this connector here. And I'm going to do a wrapped loop and add my ear wire. These are so pretty. I love these because they're nice and simple, but they're very, very feminine and just beautiful, soft colors here. That soft blue with the cream and the AB finish on that flower. This is one of my favorites. I just know what this community means to me. You know, not only did you guys get me through some really hard things in my personal life, but I don't know if you guys have maybe realized how much we supported each other through COVID. Remember when everybody was stuck in the house and nobody could do anything? This community and the jewelry making community saved some people's lives. And I don't say that lightly. I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I've heard the stories, you know, where people were feeling desperation. You know, they were stuck at home. They couldn't connect with the outside world. They couldn't connect with their families. They were feeling isolated and alone. These are so pretty. And, you know, the jewelry making community is literally what got them through the entire COVID crisis. And I don't take that lightly. I don't. I really don't. So I'm just very grateful. So pretty. Okay, one more. These are super cute. These have the little tiara cast honeycombs. Look how cute these are. I even added a little. So these are the honey drips. They're a little honeycomb. Oh, thank you, Wita. Thank you so much. With this yummy topaz that is, it looks like honey. I could not resist putting these together because it was like the perfect color for honey. Okay, so, and of course they have a bellflower on the bottom end, which was one of my favorite things. All right, first of all, you're going to take one of the little baby check glass and do a little simple loop on that one and just sit it to the side, okay? Because we're going to attach that to our honeycomb here in a minute. But first things first, let's wire wrap our bellflower. Okay, so again, I'm doing that swirly top on it, but you don't have to. Okay, off to the side, going up and over. Rotate, take the wire over to the other side and kind of roll that down. Okay, now wire wrapping on the top of the flower. Whoops. Okay, and then I'm going to come in with my cutter tool and trim off. Now listen, sometimes these little wire wraps on the top of the bellflowers, they're not perfect. Sometimes they're kind of off-centered a little. I don't even care. I don't even care. I think it's perfect just like it is. So I don't even worry with it too much. Now, sometimes it's way off and I'll try to center up the loop a little bit, but I think that they're lovely no matter how they end up. So, okay. So now I'm going to take an eye pin. I'm going to twist to open and I'm going to thread that onto that loop that I just made. And I'm going to thread on a Preciosa bicone. Okay, now I'm going to do a simple loop on this because we're going to attach this to the bottom of our little honeycomb. So I'm just going to bend it. And create my loop. I nailed the pronunciation. I did. I always worry that I'm messing up people's names, but to be fair, I kind of love that name. So I love the name Wita. I think it's a beautiful name. So I hoped I was right because every time I see it, every time I see you in the comments, that's how I say your name in my head. So it's good to know I didn't ruin it. It's a beautiful name. It was a beautiful name in my head. Now I have now I know that it is a beautiful name out loud. Okay. So I've connected those together. Before I attach my top bead, I'm going to go ahead and attach my little baby check glass. And you can literally put this guy anywhere you want to. I'm going to twist to open, and then I'm just going to find an opening and hook it on there, because truthfully, when you're wearing these, this is just going to kind of move around and, you know, it's going to do its own thing. So it doesn't really matter where you hook it. Also, I'm doing these earrings matching each other. I like exactly matching each other. No, I didn't. I did them bookend. Did I do them bookend? Okay, it doesn't matter. Is the point I was going to say. You can make them go the same direction, or you can flip them and make them bookends. Okay, it's totally up to you. All right, last but not least, we're going to attach our eye pin to the top. Oh, love the hearts. You guys make me so emotional. Thread on my check fire polish, and then I'm going to do a wrapped loop and add my ear wire, and these are done. And that's all for us, you guys. That's all for us, because we've been here for an hour and 10 minutes now, and I don't mean to dominate your entire afternoon. I do hope that you will set your reminders for 4 p.m. Eastern time, though, and come hang out with me for the Art Beads show. I've got a really fun necklace that's got a lot of things going on in it that you could use in a lot of different ways. So should be a fun project. We're also going to do a little jump ring 101 in the show. So if you need your jump ring education, definitely going to be the show for you today. So look at our little flower. They're not flowers, our honeycombs. So pretty. So pretty. And you could adjust these. You can use some of these beads for something else. I know that's kind of a long earring, but love them. All right, I'm going to turn you guys around. We're going to do our quick run through, and I will say a temporary goodbye to some of you because I will be back at 4 p.m. over on Art Beads. But for the rest of you, it will be a have a good weekend kind of conversation, right? All right, let's look at the necklaces because this was kind of the star of the show today. We had it in 2 different color palettes. So this was the teal with the antique brass butterfly tiara cast. So pretty. I don't know which color palette I like the best, but this one is stunning. The other color option was with the cream melon beads. Also quite beautiful. Either one of those are just beautiful. It's just a pretty necklace. It is. I haven't like recreated the wheel here. I haven't. We do a lot of this style because it's a very flattering style on so many body types. If you're curious as to why it is that I use this kind of Y style so much, it looks good on literally everybody. And it's fun to create, but I'm loving the colors. They're just romantic and vintage feeling. So nice. So those were our 2 butterfly necklaces. I feel a sneeze coming on. Hope it stays away. We did a 2-strand. I feel the sneeze. In another beautiful spring color palette. How lovely is that with a magnetic tiara cast clasp. So pretty. And then just a sweet little simple asymmetrical. This is a good one to stack up with others, but had really pretty soft colors in it. And then we had the blue with the antique silver, which I love as well. It's hard to see this one. Goodness, that's pretty. Sometimes I impress myself. And then these beauties with the flashy AB on them. Oh, I think these are just lovely. They're so pretty. They're so feminine and soft. The little bows and flowers. Love that. And then last but not least, oh my goodness. Last but not least are our little honeycomb. Looks just like honey. It looks exactly like honey. It really does. And I don't know why, but that makes me really happy. Bees are our friends, right? We have to take care of our bee buddies. All right, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and letting me be a part of your Friday. I hope to see some of you again very soon at 4 p.m. Eastern time. But if not, please go kiss your mama, kiss your grandmama, kiss your great-great-grandma. I don't know. Hug them all. Hug your grandbabies and your babies. You guys have an amazing Mother's Day weekend. You deserve it. Go make something fun for yourself. Thank you to everybody who made purchases in my Etsy shop. I'll get those shipped out to you as soon as possible. Jane, she said, I just missed you. I've been very, very busy this morning. Jane, I love you. I love you. I'll see you soon. You can always watch me on the replay too. Yes, see you next Saturday, Jane, in person. Owe you a big old hug, a gentle hug, because I know you've had some hurts. All right, guys, I love the rest of you as well. Have an amazing rest of your afternoon. See you later, or see you next week. Okay, have a great weekend.